Here is your polished, ready-to-voice script, tightened to approximately 440 words, with smooth pacing and clean grammar. The NBA has issued a major penalty to the Cleveland Cavaliers, hitting the franchise with a $250,000 fine for resting Darius Garland during a nationally televised matchup against the Toronto Raptors on November 24. What made the decision stand out was the timing. Garland had taken the court the night before in a non-nationally televised game against the Los Angeles Clippers, but was held out when the spotlight was brighter. That game, streamed exclusively on Peacock, ended in a 110-99 loss for Cleveland. But the defeat wasn't the real problem. The issue was the league's player participation policy, a set of rules created to prevent teams from sitting their stars during nationally broadcast games without proper justification. Under this policy, any player defined as a star, meaning they have earned an All-NBA or All-Star selection in the previous 3 seasons, must be available for nationally televised contests unless the team provides an approved medical explanation. The policy also requires teams not to rest more than one star in the same game without cause, to maintain balance in home and road absences, and to ensure that if a player is sitting for rest, they remain visible and accessible to fans. Garland, who underwent toe surgery in June, only returned to the lineup in early November. Since making his comeback, he hasn't played in both halves of any back-to-back set. For Cleveland, this was part of a careful plan to manage his minutes and avoid rain injury. But for the league, the optics of playing him on a low-exposure night and sitting him when the cameras were rolling raised clear red flags. The NBA has taken player availability more seriously than ever, especially with broadcast partners investing heavily in nationally televised games and the NBA Cup adding more high-profile matchups to the schedule. When teams sideline their stars without a compelling, documented reason, it undermines the product the league is trying to protect. Cleveland now finds itself in a difficult position. On one hand, the organization wants to preserve Garland's health after a long recovery. On the other, the league is enforcing rules designed to maintain competitive integrity and ensure fans watching from home, or paying premium prices in the arena, actually get to see the players they tuned in for. This fine sends a message not just to the Cavaliers, but to every team navigating the balance between player health and league requirements. The days of quietly resting stars on marquee nights are over. Teams must now choose their approach carefully, because the NBA is watching closely and ready to act when the rules are crossed.